Hello universe, Maker here. It's early and I am trying to get some painting done before the house erupts in madness. Um, why? Besides all the other things, I now have all of these pens that need painting. So, I'm gonna figure out, I guess I could put them together first. So there's one. Let's see, who wants two? Oh, I remember now that I gotta sand. I gotta sand these guys real quick. Fudge. It's always something. For some reason, even though these are all the same, these came from the same batch of pens. Some of the caps fit on well, and some of them, like they all have their own caps. They don't see this one fits on easily here. The other one didn't. What is the difference? Okay, two more. See, I think I can sand this to make it a little smoother. And last guy. One of you is not like the others. Boop. Alright. Well, it looks like I have to sand these before I can paint them. Forgot that one step. But aren't they cute? And then of course I have these guys. These don't have caps. They're smoothed down to the edge, so they're kind of like a... This is the way my pen is made. Let's see. It doesn't have a protective cap, but it does go down to the end. And I like that. But then I was like, it'd probably be nice if you had a cap. And so I've now redone the design and I've smoothed it down so it's the same kind of nice. I sanded it all, but you have like this area here where it's just normal pen, and then you can put your ball cap on it. Pretty cool, huh? So this is what I need to paint today, but I guess now I'm gonna go do some sanding instead. Hello universe. Okay, I've done it. I've sanded them so they all smoothly, there's not any lumps and the edges are clean. Now I can paint them or start the process. I at least want to get base coats on all these guys today. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you count mine, I've made a whole 10. So yeah, I want to paint these. I at least want to get a base coat started. I've got a bunch of colors here. This is my palette. This is what I use to make most of my skin tones. All these colors here. Since I'm just worried about doing like the undercoat, you know, I'm just going to get some of my deeper colors like red, a little bit of blue, a little bit of purple, maybe even some green, some brown, just a little bit. So let's see, I'm starting with a dark red. I've got this turquoise. I kind of like when you look at our veins, because like the blue is it's mixed in there with our skin tones. It's kind of a greenish color, so I actually use this a lot too. I really like this parakeet. So I find that like a lighter blue or a greener blue. Then I usually have a nice dark brown. This is espresso. And then I have a brighter red. Got a few. I think I'll put out some flag red. And I always have I got my, do I have my purple? I like to use a dark purple, especially for darker skin tones. But then I'll also, one of my tricks is to use like a light purple for lightening too, so it stays that way. And I don't know why this apricot is so watery, but having a yellow on hand is also pretty good. Always have an antique parchment or white. I'm going to use antique parchment because I got some new ones. Not globs in the middle. Of course, you can use like basic colors, and I'm well versed in color theory and how to mix all of those together. I just find that like it saves time and it's kind of fun to have like a bright palette to work with. So yeah, you don't need all these colors, but I like it. So there we go. I got a palette. I can start. I think I'll do another video starting painting. Hey Universe Maker here. I have sanded down my pen caps. I have made my palette of colors. Oh, apricot just dripped. Apricot is so watery. I don't know why. But it's nice to have some watery colors. I've got some fresh water. I've got my Ugg mug of paintbrushes. And the first thing I'm going to do is just pick like a bigger brush. Maybe not that one. I have, once again, will tell you, one of the best brushes you can use to paint is old makeup brushes. I grabbed them. So I'm going to just lay down some undercolor. I'm going to do this one in a dark red. And so the most important thing with the first color that you're laying down is to make sure that you cover all the white. We just want to make sure that the whole thing gets covered. All it's like it's a red rocket now. And I don't. This is part of. Oh, I've been caught red-handed. How many red jokes can I make? I need like a paper towel. Not that I'm very good at using them. I don't mind getting my hand all dirty during this process. And I don't even need it to be fully red. I really just want it in the creases. Make sure that there's no white showing. Looks pretty gnarly. Red like that. I'm going to put him down. I'm going to do a few in the red. I'm going to do a few skin tones, so I'm not going to start them all the same because then that... So maybe for this one, I'll go with a little red and then I'll throw in some purple. We'll do this guy the same way. Make sure he gets completely covered up and down. Getting all those crevices, little nooks and crannies. I really like this this part of the process because it's fun to watch all your little details pop out. Alright, so there's a reddish purple one. Let's do this guy mostly purple. So we're gonna take snacky some purple. And I want this to be darker, so I'm also gonna take some espresso brown. This guy's uncut. And this just gives us our underneath base coat. This will be like the tone that we're working up on. Get some more. This guy has textured balls, so he needs a little more rubbing to make sure we get all in the cracks and crevices. And yeah, I just let my hand be covered in paint. That's actually one of the things that makes me laugh about my process is that oftentimes I have a very like clean, precise product. When I get done, the thing I've made looks very nice and well painted, and at the same time I look like this. I like the duality of it. Yeah, so that's 3 done. Got 3 more with caps to go. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of a brown one, a little bit of red, and a little bit of this bright yellow, that parakeet that's dripping everywhere. I want to make sure that the paint's pretty wet and can easily get in all the cracks and crevices. It's a good undertone for this guy. Kind of wipe off his excess. Oh, and I can see I missed a spot. Gotta make sure there's no white. It can be hard to see all the white spots because like the light bounces off of it and the shining, see, like, do you see that? The shining of the light bouncing off of the highlight sometimes covers up your look at them. Pink swans. All right, 2 more. Let's see. Let's go for a paler. Except now I'm all brown. We're gonna get some red. But also, let's take some green with us. And you know what you get when you mix red and green? Let's take some blue. See what happens. You get like a brown. But it's different than what I had before. I like the blue smudges on there. That's nice. These messy first layers are kind of like what then inform the rest of the calmer painting, you know what I mean? Be all these cute little underneath things. Last one of the regular guys. Okay, let's do him dark brown. Oh, but he should have some purple too. Everyone likes purple. A little bit of the red. Did I make both of my uncut ones dark? Not really thinking about equally spreading. Boop, 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 boom. Okay. This guy. And then we're just going to quickly do these. Yeah, a little more playful with this one. Just all the colors. Ooh, look how blue that is. That's going to be interesting. Let's do it. That'll be an interesting undertone. Like this grayish, bluish. Right down to the edge. Always clean it up later. Perfect. 2 more. Ready? You still with me? Oh, look at this. Oh, this can show you. So this is what I mean. If you paint this, see all that white? That's what the paintbrush is for. You really need something that can get into all those cracks and cover those up. So let's say we'll add some red on top of this. And work it into all those little spots that were highlighted. I really love the playing with the depth and bringing out the little tiny details. Okay, there's that guy. Last one, and we're gonna go with a yellowy brownie. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice and wet paint so it goes in all those cracks and little designs. A little extra pull off there. Throw my brush in the water. Knock this hand off. Let me take some of this off because that was a lot. Because that yellow is so, that parakeet color is so. Now I've lost it. Now I've lost the mix. Okay. Doesn't matter. It's gonna get covered. Okay. There we go. All of my pens have been underpainted. And now I'm going to wash my hands before I do any specifics because this will come off. As much as I love being messy, I have to keep myself, I have to like keep coming back. I see some white spots, cracks that need attention. Who's so pretty? Who's so pretty? Underpainting. Hey universe. So I've done all my underpainting. I have not washed my hands. I will regret this. But I really just want to see some more fleshy tones on here. I'm going to mix some like parchment with green, a little bit of brown, a little bit of the red from before, make like a pinkish tone. I'm going to pull some blue in there. You can see where I'm making that color right here. This is where I'm working. And I'm going to now lightly brush it on. So before, when I was doing the underpainting, I was making sure to really get down into the cracks, and now I don't want to. I want my paint to be a little bit drier so it doesn't ooze down into cracks. And this is just one of the first coats we'll do on the way to getting this guy. Just a pale dude right now. Don't worry. He's gonna come to life. I got this kind of dry brushing so here's, this one was similarly colored. So, this is the first shade. Still doesn't look like human flesh, but we're getting there. We're gonna get there. I promise. I'm gonna put some yellow and brownish. A little bit in this. A little bit of that. This is pretty good. Again, just doing gentle brushes. I'm still I use makeup brushes a lot of the time. They help me be even more gentle. Okay. It's got some yellow on his head now. There was some blue in the last one the last swipe that I did. It looks really neat as the underneath. Okay, so can you do just the top? Like, could you just make a flesh tone and cover it in flesh tone? You can, but it really, every layer you add really does like add to it. It's not a it's definitely a part of the process that seems necessary. Oops. So there we go. I'll build up the color like this, and then I'll come back in with details. You know, the head's usually a little pinker or purpler, and do that. Play around with this shift in color, more specifically. And you notice like penises that have been circumcised, like as the pink goes down where it's been cut. Oh, that's so pretty. how it's starting to come together? You recognize that? Yeah. Put some more pink through here, down the back here. Twist his balls. I need to twist his balls just so they line up. Here's this, what's left. My brush is running out of paint altogether, so it's a great time to like just dust some color. Just gonna be barely, but you have to be careful because look, if it's wet and my hand has paint on it, which it does, it can pull off your color that you put down, and then you like lose the whole plot. You don't want that. You just built up all these colors. Smooth that there. Looking good. Everyone gets their own palette, but this is a pretty good start. Still needs some more depth and highlights, but I'm going to stop there for